Hey, hello there, welcome back to a big weather update. Today we have right now tracking some tropics right now. We have Jabo and Surigae, or Bising still. This is Surigae starting to degrade, like was expected. And right now we're looking at Jabo. Jabo weakened quite significantly actually. Ascot earlier was showing that it didn't even have a close center. But right now it's certainly not dead though. Definitely see Jabo, and then you have Surigae, of course. We'll be seeing how this goes on, but again, the JMA actually for a couple islands I just really they issued like I totally forgot to look up. They issued something for around 40 to 60 miles per hour wind, 50 to 60 miles per hour wind gusts. Right now it's sitting at 80 knots. It's expected to continue weakening. Let's definitely see. Long range is expected to not be, but it's certainly degrading at this point. It's been not looking too good at all, really. However, though, yeah, it's really all I have to say about Surigae. And you have Jabo right now is expected to continue weakening following the next couple days, and by the time it reaches the coast of Africa, it's going to be a remnant low, and it's going to dissipate actually. So right now it's still a tropical cyclone by the JTWC. However, though, it's definitely not really in a good shape at all. That's something to note. But looking at the watches and warnings map for the U.S. weather, you can definitely see across Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Colorado, Utah, and also Arizona, North Dakota, Minnesota, under red flag warning, critical fire weather. With also Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts under freeze warning. You have frost advisories for Indiana, Ohio, and Michigan, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Delaware, Maryland, and then also New Jersey under a frost advisory. This is going to be the last major cold wave for quite a while, so I wouldn't be expecting that map of any freeze warnings for a tiny bit anyways. However, though, looking at the right now, we have a digging trough across Colorado. Right now, that's going to be bringing the severe weather threat tomorrow across for Oklahoma and Texas. It's going to be rather interesting to see what's going to be going down. And then we also have a pretty strong cold front across Montana. That's why they could be seeing snow, pretty late season snow. But so let's take a look at the 7-day forecast across national. And you can definitely see across from quite a warm sector actually across Texas and Oklahoma. Models have been downtrending on this. We have thunderstorms stretching from Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and then Arkansas. This activity is going to be spreading eastward, as these could be strong to severe entering 18Z or around 2 o'clock really. And then moving on, we see thunderstorms stretching from around Louisiana and Arkansas, stretching throughout South Carolina and Florida. These could also be strong to severe. Of course, we have a slight risk. We'll be getting into that actually soon. We have a slight risk tomorrow. Then day 3, we also have a slight risk. And then that system is going to be pulling away, and we'll be going into our actually next potentially very significant system. Definitely see system pulls off to the east, rain across the north, and then you can definitely see across the west coast we have our next pretty deep digging trough. This is definitely potentially bringing a widespread severe weather outbreak. This is, I have to put potential. It's very uncertain, in fact. However, though, it's better probably aware of this for a tiny bit. We'll see if models actually Euro downtrends on this, because you can definitely see around day Sunday, Monday, it's a pretty strong low, 996 millibars, quite a warm sector as well. Temperatures are going to be quite above average. Temperatures are going to be in the 80s across the Midwest. This is only going to really expand. We have some thunderstorms stretching from Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas. Again, these could be maybe strong to severe, of course. I would say maybe. And then we also have, system won't be really in a hurry. These storms can be also strong to severe. I think we have a 15% risk on Tuesday, as certainly this might be this might be a concern. How severe this activity would be is of course pretty uncertain. And then looking at Wednesday, thunderstorms across Illinois, Iowa, Missouri, Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas. These could also be strong to severe. This is Wednesday. Models have been indicating something potentially significant. However, though, how much activity there will be, there will be supercells at all, storm mode, all really uncertain. But it's still quite a concern. And then as it moves off to the east, new thunderstorms forecasted along the front. However, though, next week might bring something, but yet again, it's something to be quite aware of. But something to look forward is some way above average temperatures going into the early week before the cold front moves through. Of course, it'll bring a pretty dry pattern, it seems, as pretty strong ridging across the west. Well, anyway, going to the severe weather outlook for tomorrow: Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas under a slight risk. Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Alabama, Florida. Mississippi's under a marginal risk. We have a 5% tornado, 15% hail, 15% significant hail through for tomorrow within 25 miles of a point. You'll definitely see the next day Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina on a slight risk. Florida, then Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Mississippi. Yeah. It's marginal risk, probabilistic 15% of severe weather within 25 miles of a given point. And this isn't the only day, really, actually, that there is severe weather potential. We're looking at day 6, Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. We're going to have a 15% chance. We might see again the day after on Wednesday. Day 8, maybe as well. Day 6 and 7 right now is looking quite concerning, as we have a pretty large warm sector, and that could be with a ton of moisture along with this inflowing, could be setting off a couple strong storms as potential. But things are likely to change, which could be for the better. So looking at the rainfall outlook for the next 7 days across the Gulf Coast, moving up towards Canada, really, we're seeing some very torrential rainfall. Several inches is possible, between 4 and 5 inches, especially across Louisiana, Mississippi, and also for Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Alabama, Georgia. Several inches is definitely concern. So right now we have a slight risk of flash flooding within 25 miles of a given point across Alabama, Mississippi, and then also Louisiana, Texas, and then we have Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and then also for Oklahoma, Kansas, Texas, and again Louisiana. This is within 25 miles of a given point. So again, we also have a marginal day 3 of flash flooding for South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. Turn around, don't drown. Flash flooding is one of the leading killers in terms of severe weather. And again, we're looking at multiple inches of rain falling tomorrow across Texas through Alabama. Flash flooding is certainly a pretty big concern, really. Looking at the CPC outlook, though, West Coast across California and Nevada above average, way above average. Across the Northeast and the East Coast in general, really, within the central states, within across the Midwest and towards Texas, New Mexico, and then also we have neutral, then Alaska as well, half and half. Again, across the central states is really above average precipitation. West Coast below average, with Alaska maybe a portion of the Northeast. Just getting in on that. That's for the 6 to 10 day outlook. We'll be taking a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook now. And you can definitely see across the East Coast, again, above average temperatures. And then across the South, we also have above average temperatures. And we have a lot of neutral. Again, right now it's been looking at really a pretty uncertain pattern moving in. And then also looking at precipitation across the Southeast and maybe Minnesota, Wisconsin, the Great Lake region, above average precipitation. So apart from that, that's really it for today's video. Hope you enjoy. It's certainly going to be interesting to see what's going to be going down in the first place. So yeah, it's certainly potentially could be significant, especially on Saturday. Malls have been showing something very concerning, and that's all I really have to say. Yeah, goodbye.